problem with me today, and the problem with many of you, is we don't spend enough time thinking about the guy who got injured or the woman who got killed and how hard it is on their family. 65 fatalities is 65 destroyed families. It may mean a kid that never goes to college. It may mean someone eventually ending up on welfare. It may mean broken dreams and shattered hopes. And I know that talking to this group is preaching to the converted. But if the converted decide to mobilize and decide to lead by example, then we will make a difference. If the converted decide to be silent and just accept what's going on, then what we'll be doing is letting down ourselves, our values, and the next generation. So I want to praise all of you that are here for what you do, because the other thing I can tell you is that much of what you do goes unnoticed, right? In fact, I often tell folks in the union, be free to criticize, but understand it's easier to throw shit balls than to catch them. You know? So if you're throwing some, expect some to come back. I want this union to make a difference, not just in what the newspapers think we do, but I want this union to make a difference in every workplace where we have members. And I want the fact that we're making that difference to be an example to those that haven't yet made a difference. I want to be able to go to workplaces and say, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it was like this, and look what it's like now. I don't want it to be a one-trick pony. As my friend says, even a blind squirrel can find an acorn from time to time. One good month does not a record make. You are the vanguard because you're here. You're here, in my view, shows an obvious commitment, an obvious desire. Maybe you're here sitting at separate tables, but you're here. So let me close by saying that this union is committed to working with our local unions and our leadership and with enlightened management to make a difference. But the management that doesn't want to work with us is not going to be ignored. Because if you refuse to work with us on occupational health and safety, and your statistics are going the wrong direction, and there's serious injuries and fatalities, we're going to try to bring the full weight of the union down on you. Whatever that means. In some cases, we'll bring outside lawyers and we'll sue the shit out of you. In other places, we'll try to bring government inspectors and others down on you. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that people understand that our desire is to be part of a solution, not to be left out and patronized. And in closing, I want to make two other brief points. I resent tremendously, as the president of the union and as the spokesman for the union, I bitterly resent this Department of Labor going around and deliberately excluding the union from its dialogue with various industries where they're trying to enter into these so-called accords. I resent it, and I'm so bitter about it that I froze out of my mind what they call it. Alliances. Alliances are alliances when you make them with all the stakeholders. Alliances when you make them with a portion of the stakeholders are schemes. You can't make a workplace safe if you exclude the workers, and you can't make a workplace safe if you exclude the representative of the workers. We're going to turn our attention to that and those alliances in Washington. We're going to turn our attention at the right time to how the department funds that and what benefit they get from excluding the union or our committees from those dialogues to structure those alliances. Because again, it's unacceptable.